Nearly 25 million Americans admit to having some level of fear when it comes to flying. And if you're a senior traveler, that number hits different because the older we get, the more that fear seems to grow. Psychologists say flight anxiety often worsens with age. The more life experience you have, the more your brain runs worst-case scenarios on a loop. You're not being dramatic. Your brain is literally trying to protect you. The problem? It's protecting you from one of the safest forms of transportation on the planet. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Flight anxiety doesn't just show up at the gate. It starts days, sometimes weeks before your trip. The racing heart, the sweaty palms, the tossing and turning the night before. That little voice whispering, what if something goes wrong? And if you've been avoiding flights for years, the avoidance itself actually makes the fear stronger. Every canceled trip, every decision to drive 12 hours instead of flying 2 sends a signal to your brain that flying really is dangerous, even though statistically it absolutely is not. But what if I told you the secret to a calm, confident flight isn't about being brave, it's about being prepared? Today I'm walking you through 7 simple pre-flight steps that can dramatically reduce your flight anxiety. And stick around for step number 6. It's the one most people completely overlook, and it could be a total game changer for you. So let's get into it. Step 1, schedule a pre-trip doctor visit. This might sound obvious, but you'd be shocked how many seniors skip this entirely. Before you book anything, sit down with your primary care physician and have an honest conversation about your travel plans and your anxiety. This isn't about weakness, this is about strategy. Your doctor can evaluate whether your anxiety might benefit from a short-term medication. For seniors, doctors often recommend low-dose options like lorazepam or hydroxyzine. Hydroxyzine is actually an antihistamine that doubles as an anti-anxiety medication, and it carries fewer long-term risks, making it especially appealing for older adults. Your doctor might also suggest a beta blocker like propranolol, which doesn't sedate you but takes the edge off the physical symptoms. The pounding heart, the trembling hands, the knot in your stomach. But here's the critical part. Never take a new medication for the first time on flight day. Always do a trial run at home so you know exactly how your body reacts. Some medications cause dizziness or confusion in older adults, and you need to know that before you're at 30,000 feet. While you're at that appointment, get medical clearance for travel, especially if you have chronic conditions like heart disease or diabetes. Make sure prescriptions are current and ask for a letter listing your medications in case TSA has questions. Pack all medications in their original pharmacy bottles with clear labels. Having that paperwork removes a potential stress trigger at security and gives you one less thing to worry about on travel day. Step 2, book your flight strategically. Here's where most anxious flyers make their first mistake. They book the cheapest flight, whatever time, whatever route, however many layovers, then wonder why they're a nervous wreck by departure day. Book a non-stop flight even if it costs a bit more. Connecting flights mean navigating multiple airports, rushing between gates, worrying about missed connections, and essentially doubling your anxiety exposure. A direct flight gets you there once, and it's done. Domestically, you're looking at maybe $50 to $100 extra for non-stop. That's a small price for peace of mind. Pick your departure time wisely. Late morning and early afternoon flights tend to have less turbulence and fewer delays. They also won't wreck your sleep schedule, and that matters more than you think. When you're sleep deprived, your brain's threat detection goes into overdrive. Everything feels scarier, louder, and more dangerous than it actually is. And here's a tip seasoned travelers swear by. Fly on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Statistically, the least crowded days to fly, meaning shorter lines, calmer airports, and a more relaxed experience from the moment you walk in. But what about where you actually sit on that plane? That matters way more than you think. Step 3, choose your seat like a pro. Your seat can make or break your flight experience, and this is not the time to leave it to chance. Pay the extra $15 to $30 and choose your seat in advance. Think of it as investing in your mental health for that day. The great debate, window or aisle. If claustrophobia is your trigger, go with an aisle seat. Easier restroom access, more space above you, room to stretch, and you won't feel boxed in. But if the unknown scares you more than tight spaces, If your anxiety comes from not knowing what's happening, try a window seat. Watching the steady horizon and seeing the wings holding firm gives you visual proof that everything is fine. One anxious flyer said it perfectly. It reassures me to see we're going up, not down. Wherever you sit, aim for seats over the wings, the most stable part of the aircraft. You'll feel the least turbulence there. Avoid the back rows where every bump feels amplified. And if you're traveling with a companion, absolutely book seats together. Having someone who can hold your hand, crack a joke during turbulence, or simply distract you with conversation is one of the most powerful anxiety reducers there is. Physical touch triggers the release of oxytocin, which naturally lowers stress hormones. Your companion beside you isn't just comforting, it's biochemistry working in your favor. Step 4. Know the facts because knowledge kills fear. Here's a stat that might change the way you think about flying forever. According to the International Air Transport Association, there was one accident for every 880,000 flights in 2024, across 40.6 million flights worldwide. The fatality risk was so low that a person would need to fly every single day for over 15,000 years before statistically being involved in a fatal accident. 15,000 years, every single day. Meanwhile, your drive to the airport is actually the most dangerous part of your entire trip. Car accidents claim over 40,000 American lives every single year. Flying doesn't even come close. Now let's talk about the thing most anxious flyers dread: turbulence. Here's what it actually is. The plane moving through uneven pockets of air, exactly like your car hitting bumps on a road. It might feel alarming, but it poses virtually zero structural risk to the aircraft. Modern commercial planes are engineered to handle turbulence far more extreme than anything you'll ever experience as a passenger. The wings on a Boeing 787 can flex up to 26 feet without any structural issue. That plane is absolutely not falling apart. It's doing exactly what it was built to do. Write these facts on a card and keep it in your carry-on. When anxiety creeps in, pull it out. Let numbers speak louder than your fear. Facts are the best antidote to anxiety. Step 5. Pack a comfort kit. This one's actually fun to put together, and it makes a bigger difference than you'd expect. Before your flight, assemble a small carry-on bag filled with items that engage your senses and keep your mind busy. Start with noise-canceling headphones. This is non-negotiable. Plain noise, engines roaring, air conditioning humming, babies crying, amplifies anxiety without you even realizing it. A quality pair like AirPods Pro, around $200, creates a bubble of calm around you. Download a playlist, audiobook, podcast, or guided meditation beforehand so it's ready before Wi-Fi kicks in. Pack a neck pillow and an eye mask. Comfort equals calm. When your body feels cozy, your brain gets the signal you're safe. Throw in thick, warm socks. It sounds small, but warm feet have a genuine grounding effect. Dress in layers because body temperature fluctuates with anxiety. Being too hot or too cold makes everything worse. Here's a trick therapists actually recommend. Bring sour candy. Sour flavors activate a different sensory pathway in your brain and can interrupt an anxiety spiral in its tracks. Toss in Warheads or Sour Patch Kids. Sounds silly, works beautifully. Pack a small lavender-scented lotion, under 3 ounces for TSA. Scent is one of the most powerful grounding tools we have. A quick dab on your wrists when anxiety spikes pulls you right back to the present. Bring a stress ball or fidget toy too. Busy hands keep your mind from spiraling. And don't forget water. Dehydration makes anxiety worse. Full stop. Buy a bottle after security and sip it throughout the flight. Step 6. Master one breathing technique before you go. I told you this was a game changer, and here's why. You can't stop turbulence, quiet the cabin, or speed up the flight, but you can always control your breath. And when you control your breath, you control your entire nervous system. The technique I want you to learn is called the 4-7-8 method. Close your mouth and inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 7 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. That's 1 cycle. Do 4 cycles back to back, and you will feel a noticeable shift. Heart rate drops, muscles relax, and the mental chatter quiets down. This isn't woo-woo, it's pure science. The extended exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode, which directly counteracts the fight or flight response that anxiety triggers. You're essentially telling your body, we're safe, stand down. But here's the key most people miss. Don't try this for the first time on the plane. Practice it every day for at least a week before your flight, before bed, first thing in the morning, whenever you feel stress. Make it second nature so that when you're in that seat and the engines start revving, your body responds automatically. That automatic feeling of control is what crushes anxiety at its root. Step 7. Arrive early and use every airport resource available to you. Rushing through an airport is one of the fastest ways to send anxiety through the roof. So give yourself a cushion. Arrive at least 2.5 to 3 hours before a domestic flight. Here's something many seniors don't realize. If you're 75 or older, TSA provides automatic expedited screening at no cost. You can keep your shoes and light jacket on going through security. No need to pay for TSA pre-check. This benefit is built in. That alone removes a major stress point. Now here's the real secret weapon. Under federal law, every U.S. airline must provide wheelchair or cart assistance to any passenger who requests it. No proof of disability required. You don't need a wheelchair in daily life to use this. Call your airline at least 48 hours before your flight and request transport service to the gate. An attendant will meet you at check-in, navigate the entire airport, get you through security and deliver you to your gate. And here's the bonus. You get to pre-board, settling into your seat before the crowds even start filing in. No fighting for overhead bin space. No squeezing down a narrow aisle with everyone watching. Just you, already seated, already breathing, already in control. If you'd rather not use wheelchair service, a family member can escort you all the way to the gate, even without a ticket. Just bring a government-issued ID to the counter and request a gate pass. Not every airline advertises this, but the option is there. Use these services, all of them. There is zero shame in making your travel experience as smooth and stress-free as possible. So here's the bottom line. Flight anxiety is real, it's incredibly common, and it does not have to control your life or steal your adventures. With these 7 pre-flight steps, seeing your doctor, booking smart, choosing the right seat, arming yourself with facts, packing your comfort kit, mastering your breathing, and using every airport resource, you take back control. You go from being a passenger of your anxiety to being the pilot of your own experience. Because on the other side of that fear is a grandchild's graduation, a dream vacation you've been postponing for years, a family reunion you almost said no to, a sunset over an ocean you've always wanted to see. Don't let anxiety steal those moments from you. You've earned every single one. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 7 steps are you going to try before your next flight? Maybe you've got a tip of your own that I didn't cover. Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'd love to hear your story. If this video gave you even a little more confidence about getting on that plane, smash that like button. It takes 1 second and helps this reach more people who need to hear it. Share it with a friend, a parent, a grandparent, anyone putting off a trip because of flying anxiety. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and ring the notification bell. We put out content every week to help you travel smarter, safer, and with a whole lot more confidence. I'll see you in the next one. Safe travels.